Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and tonight I'm going to show you a superb pasta dish. This is how to cook shrimp and shiitake linguine with a Tres citrus balsamic butter sauce. Now I'm doing a swing on a beurre blanc kind of sauce. I'm using some white wine. I'm using a really nice fruit wine vinegar from Wine Country Kitchens. This is Napa Valley Vinegar Company blood orange vinegar. This is one of the vinegars I'm using. And I'm also going to put a nice drizzle in the sauce at the very end of a gorgeous Tres citrus balsamic vinegar. Now make sure you check out my review on this stuff as well as the blood orange. I've done some really cool things with both of them. Fantastic stuff. You can check them out online at winecountrykitchens.com. They've got full lines of balsamic and the fruit vinegar that are out of this world. So I'm keeping with the citrus theme. I'm using a little bit of lime juice tonight, again the blood orange vinegar, and the Tres citrus. Now the Tres citrus has 3 different kinds of citrus in it, Tres. There's sweet oranges, tangerines, and lime. So we're just going to do a melange of citrus. I'm using some beautiful shiitake mushrooms as well as a couple creminis just to throw in there. And I'm going to slice them up nicely, removing the stem ends. Now don't throw out the stems. You're going to save the stems of your shiitakes only. You can keep them in a resealable plastic bag in the freezer so that when you make soups and stews, you can use those, okay? They're a little bit woodier than other stems of other mushrooms, so they may not, you may not want to put them in your sauce here. So we are going to use a frying pan on the stovetop, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil. I'm going to get these mushrooms done first and remove them from the pan. So a little bit of olive oil, maybe a good tablespoon I would say. On my stovetop I also have a large pot of water and it's heating up. It's got some salt in it. That's what we're going to boil our linguine in. Okay, so I'm just going to do slices of the mushrooms. Shiitakes have a beautiful, rich, meaty flavor. They're such a nice mushroom, and they're also a little bit more expensive, but they sure are worth it, especially if you're you just want a little pop of flavor somewhere. They're great in omelets and, you know, anything you can think of, really. Beautiful mushrooms. Gorgeous. Now, I'm just going to preheat this pan. You want the oil to be dancing. You don't want everything sticking. I'm going to put a bay leaf in my water for my pasta. And I have, you know, a couple handfuls of shrimp ready to go. That's going to go in my water at the very end with the pasta. That's an easy way to boil it up. Now these have the shell on, the tail on, and I leave them. That's nice flavor. People can pick them out individually. I think it looks really cool when you serve it up that way, and that's how we're doing it today. So while I'm waiting for this oil to heat up enough for my mushrooms, I'm going to get prepared the liquid that I'm going to start this balsamic butter sauce with. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of this blood orange vinegar, and I'm going to make a nice reduction. If you want to use onion and garlic, please cut some up now. You're going to use it in your sauce. And I'm going to use 1/4 cup of white wine. Now tonight I'm using a beautiful wine from Rancourt Winery. This is a 2012 Gewürztraminer. Make sure you check out my review on this stuff. Delicious, delicious stuff, okay? It's a nice little boutique winery here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Good stuff. So this is 1/2 cup of liquid, and that's how we're rolling with it. My oil is hot. Let's put these mushrooms in, and they're going to reduce in volume quite a bit. So saute those up until they're nice and tender on about a medium heat. I'm going to add a little bit of freshly cracked pepper. Now I'm quickly going to season these mushrooms with some salt at the very end now that I'm about to take them off. And a little bit of chili flake, never hurt anybody. Okay, so I'm going to put these and just reserve them off to the side. Now I'm using a pan that's not non-stick tonight because I need to use a whisk in it. So try and use something that's not non-stick so you don't wreck your coating. So you want to have 3/4 cup of butter, or about 180 grams, in the refrigerator chilling right now. You're going to be adding that at the very end of the sauce, and you need it to be cold, because if it's not cold, it won't incorporate properly, okay? So into my pan here, I am going to add that liquid I just measured out, the blood orange vinegar and the white wine. And I'm gonna reduce that down. I'm gonna let it boil and reduce it down, don't go anywhere too far, to about 2 tablespoons. I need 2 tablespoons of liquid left. It's going to thicken up, it's going to concentrate in flavor. It's called a reduction. Well, I picked some beautiful fresh basil and parsley from my garden. That's going to go in at the end of the sauce. My sauce is, my vinegar and wine is reducing nicely. My water is boiling for my pasta. So I'm actually going to get my pasta organized because it's easy to keep that pasta warm once it's done. So let's get it going. Make sure you're stirring your pasta so it doesn't stick. And you want to bring it back up to a boil as quickly as possible. This pasta is going to take about 8 to 10 minutes to cook all the way through, well, al dente anyway. I don't like mine mushy. I want it al dente. So the last couple minutes I'm going to add these shrimp. They won't take long. I just need them to heat through and cook a little bit, and we're good to go. So bear that in mind. Okay, my reduction is nearly there. My pasta is about 2 minutes from being done. So I'm throwing my shrimp in now. Okay, you're looking for about 2 tablespoons of liquid by the time you're done. I'm like almost there. 1 second longer. Get your butter ready and a whisk. Now I'm going to turn my sauce on a low heat at this point, and I'm going to add butter 1 tablespoon at a time. Nice cold butter. Before you add any more butter, you need to make sure it's whisked completely into this sauce each time. If you're not using cold butter, the butter's going to melt too quickly into the sauce, and you run a risk of having it split on you in a little while. You don't want that to happen. Okay, I'm going to check my pasta to see if it's done al dente. Maybe another minute. Keep that sauce going. Now I've added a couple pats of butter at this point, and I'm going to add a little bit of this, about a tablespoon of the Tres Citrus Balsamic. Now this stuff is like a syrup. It's really thick. It comes out like maple syrup. It's that thick. It's sweet and delicious and really tangy with that citrus flavor. So it's going to go nicely, and it's going to continue to be the same consistency now. It's going to be nice and thick as the rest of the sauce, all as well. I'd say that's all you need. Whisk that through and continue to add the rest of your butter. Let's check our pasta again. My pasta's done perfectly. Okay, let's go strain it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this, just while it stays warm, and we're almost done with our sauce, maybe about a tablespoon. Just don't want it to stick together. So stir that all up. If you don't have a frying pan big enough to accommodate all of the pasta and the sauce, go ahead and put it back into the pot just like I did here. Now we're going to keep it warm. Now we're nearly done this sauce here. We don't really need a whole lot of this sauce. It's super concentrated. It goes a long way because it's mostly butter, so it coats everything nicely, and you just don't need a lot. So I think I'm good here. Make sure that all that butter is whisked in, and we're going to quickly season this sauce. Okay, so my sauce looks beautiful. It actually is, it looks like a dark roux color even. Okay, nice and thick. It hasn't split. It's emulsified properly. That means I made sure that my butter was nice and cold, and it worked. So I'm using about another tablespoon of lime juice, and I'm just going to whisk that in. You could use any kind of citrus you like. You could have used lemon, you could use orange, tangerine, grapefruit, whatever it is you feel like, or whatever you have. And I'm going to put about half of these herbs in now. And I'm going to sprinkle the top of the pasta with those other herbs. We're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. Tiny bit of salt. I like to freshly crack my pepper. A little bit of pepper. And do a quick taste test. Oh, that is awesome. Boy, I can't wait to eat. So I'm going to put my sauce here for 1 second. And I'm going to just toss that pasta in the pot with those mushrooms that we've already have reserved. Evenly disperse them. Okay, now I'm going to dump this all in a beautiful bowl. We're going to serve this family style tonight. Bay leaf out. Okay, I'm going to make sure that there's some nice shrimp and mushrooms around the top here. Organize things. So I'm going to pour this on top. You're going to want all that sauce. Beurre Blanc sauces are some of my very favorite sauces on the planet. And I'm going to toss that all up here. Make sure everything's evenly coated. And I'm going to just sprinkle the rest of this these lovely fresh herbs on the top. There you have it. So here's a shrimp and shiitake linguine with a Napa Valley Trace Citrus Balsamic butter sauce. There it is. It's gorgeous. Look at everything. Oh boy. I can't wait to serve this to everybody. Now, when I usually eat these kinds of sauces, the vinegary, the beurre blanc style sauces, I don't put Parmesan. I feel like it just kind of ruins everything for me. But please, feel free to serve it with Parmesan if you like it. That's all that matters. Goodness heavens. The only thing left to do now is try it. All right, let's serve some up. Gorgeous. Lovely. I always love just a little bit extra pepper on mine, especially if it's freshly cracked. Let's dig in. Again, you can add chilies if you like, you can add Parmesan if you like. They're coated just perfectly, and even if you wanted to, you could drizzle a little bit more of this on the top, which is what I'm going to do, just for some extra flair. That's good. Oh boy. Grab myself a mushroom. That's perfect. That extra little drizzle is just perfect. And it's nice and thick so that it actually, you can see it goes on like a drizzle. It doesn't just, you know, liquefy in there. Shrimp were done perfectly because they were only in there for a minute or two. Boy, that's good. The drizzle of the Trace Citrus Balsamic Vinegar is the perfect finishing touch. It's nice and thick. It is so super concentrated flavor, and it looks really nice drizzled on top too. Boy, that's good. I'm so pleased with this dish. Absolutely delicious. Now, I didn't say that this dish was low calorie, but when you need a treat, even in the midweek, this is where to go. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Those shiitake mushrooms are so nice with those shrimp. My noodles are just coated perfectly. The mushrooms are nice and tender. The shrimp are just perfect too. And the fresh herbs, they look pretty on the top. The drizzle, this is an all-round winner. This is absolutely delicious. Everyone's gonna love it. Just saying. All right, so that's how you cook shrimp and shiitake linguine with a Napa Valley Trace Citrus Balsamic butter sauce. Out of this world, okay? I hope that you try it. Make sure you get to winecountrykitchens.com for these products and more. They have really awesome, outstanding products. I promise that you'll be happy if you pick any of that up. So I hope you try this recipe, all right? Follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find me syndicated on Roku. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe, interact with us, and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.